You open TikTok. A 20-year-old trader is standing next to a Ferrari. Text on the screen says, "Trading changed my life." You keep scrolling. Someone posts a screenshot of another green week. You open Discord. Clean 5R. Easy London session. And maybe some of those results are real. But after an hour of watching moments like that, one image starts to stay in your head. That emotions are for people who don't have control. And a good trader just follows the plan. And when you start feeling that tension during a trading session, for a second you know something inside you is getting triggered. Price is moving against you. Your stop loss is getting closer. Your body starts to tighten. Your thoughts start speeding up. But then you remember the image of the trader you saw online. Calm, confident, unshaken. Like the loss didn't affect him at all. So instead of noticing your own reaction, you start judging it. I shouldn't be scared. I shouldn't be feeling this much pressure. I need to stay in control. And that's the moment you start doing the opposite of what you actually need. Instead of regulating the emotion, you try to cover it up. For a moment, you might look calm, but that tension doesn't disappear. It stays underneath. And when enough of it builds up, it doesn't come out as an emotion you understand. It comes out as an impulse. To click faster, to move your stop loss, to make the loss back, to take a trade you normally wouldn't even touch. In this video, I'll show you how social media can distort your idea of what emotional control in trading actually means. Because when you keep seeing traders who look calm, confident, and untouched by losses, you can start to believe that feeling fear or pressure means something is wrong with you. So when those emotions show up, you start doing the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Instead of regulating them, you try to suppress them. Instead of understanding the tension, you try to cover it up. And over time, what you keep covering up can come back as an impulsive decision. But first, there's one thing you need to understand about the results you see online. Most of the time, you don't see these people's full story. You see the screenshot. You see the result. You see the ending of a story where everything looks simple. But you don't see the trades nobody posted on Discord. You don't see the stop losses. You don't see the entries they closed too early. You don't see the moments when they broke their own rules. You also don't know whether that green result came from a good process, or whether it was a bad decision that happened to work out. One screenshot can't show you that. You only see the outcome. And it's very easy to mistake an outcome for competence. Because the market can reward a bad decision, and it can punish a good one. Over time, you start comparing your full, messy process to someone else's best moment. You know every trade you hesitated on, every loss, every moment you doubted yourself. But with them, you only see the highlight reel. Then you sit down at your own chart. Your trade hits stop loss. And suddenly, questions start showing up in your head. Why does this affect me so much? Why can't I just take it calmly? Maybe they don't panic because they actually know what they're doing. Maybe the problem isn't this trade. Maybe it's me. And then the stop loss stops being just a losing trade. It starts hitting your identity as a trader, someone who was supposed to know what they were doing. And instead of saying, "This setup didn't work," you try not to let yourself feel how much it affected you. That's how emotional suppression starts. Research shows that when people suppress the visible signs of emotion, they may look calmer on the outside, but that doesn't necessarily mean their body is becoming calmer. In experiments, researchers observed increases in certain measures of sympathetic nervous system activation. That's the system responsible for mobilizing your body during stress. So just because you stop showing an emotion doesn't mean it has disappeared. It may still remain in your body as tension and heightened arousal. And that is the real cost of suppression. Because when the next decision comes, you're no longer starting from a neutral state. You're entering it with the tension left over from the previous loss. And then another fast move, another stop loss, or even a moment of uncertainty can create much stronger pressure to do something immediately. And that's why real emotional control is not about pretending that you don't feel anything. It's about being able to notice an emotion before it starts controlling your decisions. Research on emotion regulation has found that putting what you feel into words can reduce some of the intensity of the emotional response. The point is to stop pretending to yourself, "Yes, I feel afraid right now. Yes, that loss made me angry," without judging yourself, without saying, "I shouldn't be reacting this way." You simply notice the emotion and allow it to be there for a moment, instead of immediately trying to escape from it. But naming the emotion is not always enough to calm your body. You may already understand what is happening inside you and still feel tightness in your chest, faster breathing, and a strong need to do something. That's why the next step, Something I strongly recommend and have personally practiced for years is conscious breath work. One of the simplest techniques is the physiological sigh. First, take a deep breath in through your nose. Then, without breathing out, take a second, shorter inhale, as if you were gently filling your lungs the rest of the way. After that, slowly exhale through your mouth until your lungs feel empty. I repeat this cycle up to 10 times or until I begin to feel calmer. A quick safety note: practice this exercise slowly and only in a safe environment. Never do it while driving. Repeating the breaths too quickly can make you feel lightheaded or dizzy. If you feel unwell or uncomfortable, stop and allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. Alright, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.